Disclaimer. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Users should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they may have, and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions. And now...
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben and Amy on The Heavy Truth.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome in.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Heavy Truth.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Ben, Dr. Ben.
That's right.
Still. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Happy daylight savings.
Oh, I know. So exciting. We lost, what is it? Spring forward, fall back. So we lost an hour. Hence the bags under your eyes, but that's okay.
That's normal on a normal day.
Oh, okay. Is that true, producer Mike? Is that normal? Oh, she's always beautiful. Oh.
I know. It's such a sweetie. What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, what's new and exciting? We're not going to jump into that yet. I haven't seen you. What's new and exciting? We have a few minutes. Oh, or not, apparently.
Nothing. I mean,
Nothing.
wishing I was on a cruise.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. At least it's warmer weather here in the Midwest, starting to get a bit better.
it's spring is right around the corner. Going to be 60 or 70, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, going to be out in your bikini, getting a tan while you're planting your tulips and things.
Tulips are planted in the fall, Ben, and then they emerge in the spring.
Oh, emerge. Well, are you going to go out in your bikini to watch your tulips emerge?
Oh, gosh. It did totally sound dirty. Oh, gosh. Yes. Well, I definitely will be enjoying the day. I'll tell you that much. Unfortunately, there's something that calls me in and it's work. So I'll be working.
Tomorrow, I will not start my work day off right away. I am going to the orthopedist, orthopedist, right? To get a steroid injection in my elbow for the elbow tendonitis. For golfer's elbow, I don't golf, but it's because of working on the computer and all of that like repetitive motion.
I don't know anybody that's gotten tennis elbow or golfer's elbow that got it from actual playing the sport.
It's not for masturbation. Sorry, fellow listeners of the pod. I want to clarify because I know some of you are out there questioning that, like I'm sure producer Mike was.
I mean, maybe
as was
just
Amy apparently.
Gaming or, that's where I'm thinking.
Gaming? No. No, it's not my thing. But yeah, so then I'll be into work later.
So I have both tennis elbow and golfer's elbow, one on one arm and one on the other arm.
And I'm assuming it's not from tennis or golfing?
No, it's from...
Those tulips you planted in the fall so they could emerge?
No, it's from holding the dog for 2 months and carrying her up and down the stairs because she was non-weight bearing with her fractured leg.
Oh.
So I guess...
So you're trying to blame my poor sweet Nova.
Yes.
For your golfer's tennis elbow.
I mean, she's a little chunky, but she's so cute.
So she needs to listen to the heavy truth. So maybe she can make some lifestyle changes.
I know. Poor baby. She's good, but she hurt my arms. So now I'm struggling. So
what are you doing for that?
Nothing. They don't do anything for it right in the beginning, right?
No,
Nothing.
there are just stretches and
I have that.
Ice and heat, and
I'm doing all of
apply
that.
like a Voltaren gel.
Right, so it's just delaying the inevitable, like you've been dealing with for 6+ months, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's
just
like,
give me the
okay,
injection.
now fine, you can have your injection.
Right.
So,
Well, there that is.
yeah.
Yeah. Happy March.
Yes.
Doing anything exciting for St. Patty's Day when it comes? It's in March, right? Yeah, it is.
It's next week.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
Mhm.
Next week, I think.
Just going to throw a corned beef in the crock pot or whatever.
We always do corned beef for
Yeah,
sure.
so do we.
Um,
Green beer, pea green the next day.
yeah, I don't really drink beer.
I don't either.
So
Producer
that'll
Mike?
be a no.
Yes?
He'll have some beer.
He'll have some beer.
But we'll definitely make corned beef. I think we have a party we're going to go to. I think St. Patrick's Day party.
Oh,
I'll be wearing green
Mm.
all week.
just like a leprechaun.
Yeah. Mhm.
Pot of gold.
So next Monday.
Oh, what did you do? So we just not missed, but passed Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, things like that. Did you eat any punchki or anything?
No, I'm not a fan of those.
None of them?
No.
Producer Mike? No, you neither? We can't hear you, by the way, if you're talking, but if I don't realize if you realize.
I did not. Her mom got some, but I didn't partake. They were like the store-bought ones from like Jewel.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're a punchki snob.
Yeah, if I'm going to eat one, it's going to be from a bakery.
Oh, mhm.
Better, way
Well,
better.
Did they bake them at Jewel, or they were baked somewhere? So they were from a bakery, basically.
Yeah, someone's house or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did have some, not the prune because
That's what I was going to say. Did you have the prune one?
no. First of all, I don't need to poop, so I don't need the prune ones. And that just doesn't sound appealing to me. And I know before all of you pod listeners write in and say, oh, I'm prune phobic. I'm not. Or that the original punchki is prune. True. But no. Mm-mm.
We have better flavors out there now.
Yeah. I had the one that had the Bavarian cream in the center. That one's good.
Mm-hmm.
And a raspberry filled, not with powdered sugar, because I'm not with. Yeah, I didn't want the one with powdered sugar. This one was kind of rolled in that sugar.
Yeah.
That one's good. Mm-hmm.
It's like a jelly Bismarck.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, we didn't have any of that.
Yeah. Did you throw beads, show your boobs for beads or anything, thinking it was Mardi Gras?
I mean, maybe.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's what you feel you needed to do to get beads, Producer Mike, did you throw beads to her? No. So she showed them for free then is what you're saying, without the beads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. There you go. Girls, wait. Now, see, that's why I have to teach you tricks, ma'am. Wait for the beads. Don't give the milk away for free. Anyway, let's head back to this pod. So what's our topics? What is today's topic for season 2, episode 10? Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's
Episode
amazing.
10. That is amazing. Yeah.
I love it. We're going to be talking today about some of the GLP-1 GIP updates, so the Wegovy Zepbound updates as far as cost and availability and everything, since that's been a popular topic, and now we have some new lower costs associated with them.
Yeah, true.
In the past, we Lilly, who makes Zepbound, they started to offer the vials. So individual
single dose vials.
Yep, single dose individual vials shipped directly from their pharmacy of some sort. And for the first 2 lower doses of the Zepbound.
Which are the 2.5 milligram and the 5 milligram.
And so that was, and still is, really good for, a lot of our patients who are self-pay, right? But then we have,
which was their update months ago. That was their big thing, right? Because normally these are self-injected single dose pens that come in.
Yeah, an auto-injector
pen. Correct, yeah. And each of them are made that way, right? Wegovy is made as a weekly auto-injector pen, and then Zepbound is made as a weekly auto-injector pen.
So to cut costs, they offered these vials coming from their pharmacy. Which,
for patients whose, or for people, not patients, for people's who insurance did not cover weight loss meds.
Right.
Right.
And then, I knew was going to be a matter of time, right, before Novo the maker of Wegovy.
Right, Novo Nordisk.
What are, that they're still lagging behind because how much was theirs?
Oh, I mean, they didn't have. I mean, it was just that box, right? They were, and those can go anywhere. When I was speaking to one of their reps recently, it depends on insurance. But without insurance, it was going from anywhere from $1,000 to $1,800. She was telling me.
Yeah, I mean, we for
But
a
with
while
the
we've had
coupon, but then there was a coupon, which was what was that? $650. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we still had the option of the lower price for the Lilly for Zepbound. And then we had Wegovy, but was still expensive. So now things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed. So like for Wegovy, the makers were Novo Nordisk, right? The price has been lowered now. And so it's going to be $4.99 per month for patients without insurance or those whose insurance plan does not cover obesity medications. And the big announcement from their corporation is that they are introducing NovoCare Pharmacy. So it's kind of like Lilly's, and Lilly has Lilly Direct, but NovoCare Pharmacy. And it allows patients to get home delivery for all Wegovy doses. So all of the Wegovy doses, whether it be the 2.5, the 5 milligram. Wait, why am I? No, that's Zepbound. 0.25, 0.5, 1 milligram, 1.7 milligram, and 2.4 milligram will all be $4.99 through NovoCare Pharmacy. But caveat before people start calling NovoCare Pharmacy, it still has to be prescribed by a provider, whether it be, your nurse practitioner or doctor, whomever, someone has to prescribe it. You can't just go and get it from them.
And you still have to meet criteria.
Yeah, you still have to meet criteria, of course. Yes.
Right. So, but that's huge. It's,
And while many people will be like, oh my God, $4.99, you have to remember, like I just said, the box itself
it was $1,800
when it first started, and $650 with the coupon. And I know that still sounds crazy when we say it, but $4.99 is a big savings to many people who want to make sure they're getting the actual medication, not a compounded version of the medication.
Right. And a lot of people that I've spoken to, even some that have come to see me, they've spent $400-500 monthly and compounded and have gotten nowhere.
Oh, for sure. Because the compounded medications, while they begin cheaply, right? They $199, $299. I had a friend who did that. And by the time he escalated up to the doses, he was paying $599 for the compounded version of Wegovy, of tirzepatide at that time. And I was like, for $650, you can get the actual medication. And he felt like he had stalled on the highest dose of compounded. And once he even dropped to a lower dose of the actual medication, Zepbound, his weight loss started again.
Right. Yeah, because you just don't know what's in it,
Yeah.
And now that these meds are off the shortage list.
So we just updated what Wegovy has. So Lilly's new, like you're talking about, their new update is that, you had talked about the lower dose vials, that they were offering the 2 lower dose vials. Now they're going to, in addition, they're going to be offering the 7.5 and the 10 milligram vials at the $4.99 price per month.
Yeah, because they
for
lowered
their self-pay.
They lowered the price of the 2.5 and the 5 milligram from what it was. Which did we say that? No, it's $349 for the 2.5 and what? $4.99?
$4.99 for the 5. So now it's going to be $4.99 straight across the board for their 4 lowered. Their four of their 5, right? Because their fifth, which is 4 of their 6, right? Because they do a 12.5 and a 15. So 4 doses all the way up to 10 are now just going to be $4.99 single dose vials. Yeah. Right.
So it's definitely
it's definitely an improvement and helping. But like you were saying, right? They've come off. If anybody is watching on TV or have seen, FDA has declared that the shortage of Wegovy is no longer existing, right? That it has come off the shortage list, as has Zepbound. And so what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it means that compounded may be a thing of the past.
Yeah, because they were allowed to compound while there was not a shortage, right?
Right. Right.
And since these medications are trademarked, that's the issue.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, I don't prescribe compounded. I know you don't either. You have to have a reputable pharmacy. And again, I'm just so leery because you never know what they're compounded with.
Right. And those
so
the reputable pharmacies at 503B, right?
Mhm.
That's a FDA compounding pharmacy.
Right. Doesn't mean that the medication is FDA approved. It's just the way they produce it, and
Right.
their pharmacy itself have to meet regulations. So at a bare minimum, if anyone is listening and they do get compounded, we're not knocking it.
No.
It's just that it's a safety concern. I know for me, and I think Ben as well. So just make sure it is a 403B pharmacy.
Yeah, right.
That's part of it. But the other good thing or new thing that is that they just, for Zepbound, just got the indication for sleep apnea as a diagnosis.
They
So
did.
that's huge. And that's commercial insurance and Medicare.
It is, but right now, I will tell you, at least in some of the people that I've prescribed it for, we've only got that covered for Medicare. And now that indication with Medicare, they're very specific with what the indications will be for medications.
So I was told, I didn't even tell you this.
How withholding of you.
Yeah, I just remembered. But I was told that you will get an automatic denial the first time around, and you have to resubmit it and do it again.
Oh, I haven't gotten an automatic denial the first time around at all.
On the Zepbound with Medicare?
Mhm.
Oh, so it's been approved for you?
Yeah, I've had multiple patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just saying that's not uncommon because they just don't want you to try again.
Well, I think it's because what I've read is if you're linking it to the Medicare to the sleep apnea diagnosis and the obesity diagnosis, that's the problem.
No,
Take
it's
off
from my rep.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's what people are running into. And if you take off the obesity linkage, then it goes through.
Oh, well, I was told, and we know this is the case. The insurance companies, they do not want, they don't want you to cover it. They don't want to cover it. So they're going to just kick it back as, no, it's a denial, and they don't want you fighting for it. And there's been numerous times that I will appeal or do like a peer-to-peer with the insurance and get things approved because a lot of people won't do that. And I don't do it if I know it's like a no for sure. Like,
Right. Like
we know.
if you're having, if it is not in your plan, you can argue till you're blue in the face a lot of the time.
Right.
Right. But what I have found is that, and that's what I've been told, is that if you're linking it to obesity, obesity and the obstructive sleep apnea, if you don't link it to the obesity, that it'll go through. But at the same time, the sleep apnea, you can't do a diagnosis of obstructive sleep apnea. That doesn't go through. It has to be moderate to severe sleep apnea. And what we have found after talking to the rep and prior authorization and stuff like that, it has to show at least 15 apneic events per hour in the sleep study itself. And so that's what I do when I'm writing it. I do the moderate to severe. I add the sleep study in there, the dated sleep study showing the apneic events. And I've had nothing denied yet from Medicare when I've done it that way. Now, will it happen? Maybe. But I mean, what can they argue? I'm meeting their criteria.
No, that's good. And they also, with Medicare, I think it's with you too, that $2,000 cap,
Yes.
right? So that's something else that's new for people who don't know this part of it. If you're on Medicare and you are seeking these medications for either cardiovascular risk, stroke, because Wegovy has their own indications on what it's covered. And then Zepbound, they've got the sleep apnea one. If you meet the criteria, you can sign up through Medicare, and you're not automatically enrolled. You have to do it, and you have a $2,000 cap for these medications, and you can pay that monthly or you can pay it all at once. And then once you pay that cap, there's, depending on, I think, still copay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's completely covered, but
Mhm.
it's significantly reduced
Right.
for your out of pocket. But
Mhm.
it's crazy how many of my patients have no idea that this program exists because they don't advertise it.
Right. Yeah. Hmm. And it wasn't until I spoke with the rep that they told me about that. And then I had a patient who was like, well, this is going to cost me $400 a month. And I was like, well, go on. And you don't have to wait till open enrollment or anything like
No,
that.
you can
And
enroll
they just go
anytime.
right on, and they enrolled, and they split that $2,000 cap over, like you said, over a 12-month period. And
Mhm.
suddenly the medication was much less and much more affordable. And once you pay that, right, then everything is
Absolutely.
much cheaper.
Yeah. And it goes for all medications that
Yeah,
are high
that
cost.
$2,000 cap isn't just for
Hmm.
Wegovy or Zepbound or whatever. It's your deductible, basically, kind of like thing, right?
Yeah.
That cap for
Like
medications.
it's amazing. It is.
Mhm.
People can have medications that, they've been paying. I mean, I know there's some months that, my mom could pay $500-$600 for one medication.
Mhm.
Like, it's crazy,
Mhm.
absurd. So this helps a lot of people,
No,
for sure.
I agree. And like we had talked about, all of these are making things more, all these medications more accessible pricing for patients, right? Because
Mhm.
of that causing, less interruptions, less shortage of medications, right? With all of that, and it's basically helping people lose weight, right? Being able to now, for like Medicare, giving this moderate to severe sleep apnea. I mean, obviously, you're not taking a medication and it's correcting the sleep apnea, right? The thought behind that is, yes, it's helping with the weight loss and all of these things, which is helping with the sleep apnea, but you
Mhm.
don't tie it to obesity, right? They're tying it to the sleep apnea, but studies were showing, we're showing it was the people losing the weight for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there was I had someone not too long ago who was, when we put this patient on Zepbound for sleep apnea, but it was for weight, and his insurance covered it, but
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to help with the sleep apnea. I don't think the indication was there yet, but either way, the insurance was still covering it. But patient was saying, because now it's been like 6-8 months or whatever, and he was like, even my tongue is thinner because his tongue was. He said, my tongue is fat.
Oh,
And so, which makes sense though, right? Because if you have sleep apnea, obviously there's all
Right.
kinds of around your neck and everything,
mhm.
but then your tongue, right? I mean, do you ever notice like sometimes people are talking and all you see is tongue in their mouth? Like,
Wow, Amy.
come on, tell me this. I'm not being perverted at all, but I mean, it is true. Like you can gain weight everywhere.
True.
So
Apparently, she notices it in the tongue.
yeah.
But, I mean, yeah. Skinny tongue, fat tongue, whatever.
But it again, it's,
I mean, with all my weight loss, I lost a shoe size. I thought that was strange. But it was going
'Cause
from
your
like a
feet weren't,
wide
like,
foot
fat,
or
right?
whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
PHAT, not FAT. No, for sure.
Yeah, I know. So that is exciting. All of this is good for our patients. Again,
Mhm.
some people can't still afford that, and it's still too much. And in another episode, we're going
Agreed.
to talk about limitations and insurance companies stopping paying, and
Mhm.
how patients mentally,
Right.
it impacts them mentally if
Right.
medications are
Right.
discontinued. But
Mhm.
I think for now, this is a step in the right direction because
Absolutely.
it's
Because
only going to go down.
last year, Medicare covered nothing
Right.
for weight loss medications, right?
Mhm.
So this is like the hole in the dam that's slowly breaking, right?
Right. And commercial insurances oftentimes follow
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mhm.
So
And
that's
sometimes it's all about employers as well. We have to remind people, right, that your employer can still opt in and out of out of these medications. So
right.
it's
That's-
that discussion with HR. Why isn't this considered a chronic disease? Why are you not covering this? Why are you not doing X, Y, or Z? And for patients to advocate for themselves. It's easy to come to see a provider and for someone to say, go to a weight loss provider because they can get these medications. We can't get that. We don't do anything special to get these medications. Yes, like we're telling you here, we know the ins and outs. That's because we're versed in what these medications do, just like cardiology knows about cardiac meds, things like that. But if your insurance doesn't cover it, there's nothing we can do to make them cover it. So a lot of times the first step is calling your insurance and saying, do you cover medications specifically, you say, for obesity and an obesity diagnosis?
Or name them.
Don't ask for tirzepatide, which, yes, that's Zepbound, but it's also Mounjaro, which requires a diabetic diagnosis. Or semaglutide. Yes, that is Wegovy.
And
it's
Ozempic.
also Ozempic.
Right.
And so they'll say yes, because the people on the other end, they're not medical professionals. And yeah, they're right. They do cover semaglutide and tirzepatide. But what they're not telling you is with a diabetic diagnosis, not
for obesity.
Not for obesity. So that's very specific. Ask, do you cover Wegovy? Do you cover Zepbound?
Yeah, absolutely. So
very
then
specific.
Going in what your insurance covers before, you're let down. Sorry, it's not covered.
And yelling at us.
What?
And yelling at us because it's our fault we
absolutely.
didn't get it.
Right, absolutely. So it doesn't have to do with...
Because we're big advocates for these medications.
Yes.
We think they're fantastic medications, and we bend over backwards to try to get them for our patients.
Absolutely. Because, we see the benefit. I mean, we've been doing this now for...
several years, many, many years.
Yeah. So you really see the benefit that these play in people's lives and overall health. And, again, when it's not covered, it's unfortunate, right?
True. And again, all of this has to be done when on these medications, there has to be lifestyle changes, right? Or you gain the weight back.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that in numerous
episodes. So we just always like to reinforce that.
Yep. There has to be a buy-in. You do. You have
Mm-hmm.
to make those changes. Otherwise, not only are you going to feel like garbage, you're just not going to lose the amount of weight that maybe you should be losing. And if you were to stop it, you're going to gain it all back plus some. So I'm a little bit more stingier when it comes to that because I do want people to be making some positive changes.
Are you saying I'm not and I just give it out freely?
No, I'm saying other people aren't.
Oh, because it kind of felt like you implied that. Didn't you feel like producer Mike that she implied that?
I'm implying that oftentimes these medications are given by other providers, not you, because I know how you work.
Oh, now you're calling me a bitch.
And
No, I know.
then they feel, they stop it because they don't feel good, or, well, I only lost 10 pounds on this medication, and
I'm taking it for 6 months, but I didn't change anything, and now
Right.
I can't get it anymore. My insurance company won't let me because I haven't met weight loss requirements, but I
Right.
gained all the weight back. Yeah,
Yep.
it's true.
So
It goes with surgeries too, right? Even though that we've discussed it another thing, you have
Yeah.
to make lifestyle changes.
right,
And I'm not, anyone that hears this who knows me or doesn't know me, I'm not preaching to the choir. I've always been very open and upfront. I was 425 pounds. I'm 220 today. I've made lifestyle changes. I've had bariatric surgery. I've been on weight loss medications. But what keeps me where I'm at now is the lifestyle changes that I made, right?
and going to the gym
And going to the gym.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
exercise.
it's not easy. You have to continue to work on it daily, and that's what I tell
Every day's
everyone.
a struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, and help support everyone.
Absolutely.
And so I think
Any questions, comments, any concerns? Or if you guys listening have a story that you want to share with us, or a roadblock you've run into, shoot us an email. Let us know. Something we can discuss. Look up. Maybe, you're not the only one.
yeah,
Probably.
right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And we can help decipher through it possibly, and hopefully come to some solution.
Mm-hmm.
But follow us on all of our social media
All of
channels. Like them, and we're proud of where we are now from where we were when we first started.
So we weren't proud of that?
we're proud, but I'm saying we've
We've come a long way.
we have, people are really starting to listen to us, Ben. We have some really good things to say. So they're
I
finally.
feel like I've always had good things to say, whether people are listening or not. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So
We're
we
not,
want
you
to
know,
thank everyone.
we're here for everybody, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm here for you, Amy.
You're here to make fun of me on a daily.
But that's still support, I think. Yeah. Yeah. See?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
You look
everyone.
pretty today, by the way. Producer Mike said that. Why do you believe him and not me?
Because you always have like an ulterior motive.
You look pretty, but.
Yeah. Yes. But your hair, or that was a choice.
Well, sometimes it is. Your hair looks fine today.
Thank you.
And that was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on that note, choose to follow us.
Yes.
Choose to like us. Choose to listen to us. Tell your friends. If nothing else, listen to our banter. Listen to me ridicule Amy sometimes, or Amy ridicule me sometimes, or listen to Amy mispronounce things, or I don't know. Just
all
listen.
of it.
All of
it's
it.
all just, all comedy.
Yep.
And
But
we
you
hope you enjoy it.
And we hope that you get some sort of pearl of wisdom somewhere in here. Oh, or listen for the sound effects.
Wow. Good
That was
job,
fancy.
Mike.
Never heard that one before. So,
All right. Until next time.
next time.
This is Amy
And I'm Ben, Dr. Ben.
on The Heavy Truth.
Bye.